What if it rained food? What if Earth was a cube? What if we had 9 lives? What if bits could fly? It's absurd. If money grew on trees, if we didn't have knees, if we walked through life slightly magnetical, it's absurd. Absurd Hypotheticals.
Hello everybody and welcome to Absurd Hypotheticals, the show where we overthink dumb questions so you don't have to. I'm your host Marcus Lehner, and I'm joined here today by Chris Yee and Ben Storms. Say hi, guys.
Hey, I'm Chris.
Hey, I'm Ben.
Guys, did you know today's a holiday?
What? I was not aware. What's the holiday?
I don't know, but I can guarantee there's going to be at least one today because it turns out there's a lot of gosh dang holidays all year. Every day there can be something that you can celebrate.
There has to be one day that isn't a holiday.
No.
I really don't think there is, because if you're trying to make a new holiday, you'd be like, well, which day isn't taken? And you would pick that one, and then until you realize they're all taken already. And even if there was no holiday, it'd be a no holiday day. That's a good name.
It's a bad name.
No holiday day.
No holiday day. But, obviously, I don't even know. I don't know what day this episode's airing off the top of my head.
I'm glad you asked because it is 420.
Nope, we didn't update that. That thing is
Damn it. You robbed this from me, Chris.
It is 427.
Oh, that's less
Oh,
exciting.
It's the end of my 7-day weed bender.
Hold on. It's National Prime Rib Day. There we go. All right, cool.
All right, everybody okay, so we obviously our episode this week is holiday related. It is what if everyone celebrated every holiday? And thanks to the good people at holidaysandobservances.com, we have a list of every single holiday on every single day. There are so gosh dang many. I'm very excited to get into it. But we're gonna slow roll it. We're gonna start with you, Chris, because your birthday had the least number of holidays.
Yeah, so that's how we did it. We each picked our birthdays, and we're like, we're going to focus on that day, and how do we celebrate that one day if we had to celebrate all the holidays?
Yeah, because there's too many, like I said, there's too many holidays. There's so many holidays.
Yeah, we're not going to cover every single holiday. Because
there's like, some days have like a million. It's crazy. So we can't cover all of them. So we decided that to bring it to a manageable scale, we're going to do just our birthdays.
Yeah. So my birthday is on January 3rd. And January 3rd it has a few holidays. It has 6 holidays total. I kind of ignored the weekly holidays because, I don't know, just didn't really seem that important to me. Much. Yeah. So the first daily holiday was J.R.R. Tolkien Day, which is awesome because I like J.R.R. Tolkien. No, it's not to be confused with Tolkien Reading Day, which is March 25th. I don't know why he has two holidays, but
I think the Tolkien Reading Day is like the real one, right? I think that's the one that people actually do participate in.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the reason that J.R.R. Tolkien Day is a thing is just because January 3rd is his birthday.
Man, I wish I was famous enough to get like that. The freaking my birthday just became like a holiday of me.
Marcus Lehner Day.
Yeah, like nobody's celebrating that except me.
Well, your family celebrates it.
I guess my close friends and family, yes. Actually, but none of my Facebook friends, because my Facebook birthday is incorrect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I actually looked at like the holidaysandobservances.com's like suggestion for celebrating this, and they said to just celebrate by toasting J.R.R. Tolkien during like a meal or something. I was like, okay, that's pretty easy, I guess.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, but I wanted to go a little further because like you want to do him justice, and there's a lot of stuff he can do. I mean, obviously you can read his books, but I feel like I'm not going to be able to read all of his books in the entire, like in one day. That's kind of impossible.
In like a year.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of reserved for Tolkien Reading Day anyway. That's not for this holiday. So instead I was like, okay, I'll watch everything that's Tolkien related, which is also a lot of stuff. So if I do a movie marathon of every single J.R.R. Tolkien related thing, actually, I didn't double check this, but I just assumed that the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, and the Hobbit animated movie were the only things. But the Lord of the Rings trilogy is 11 hours long if you watch the extended editions.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you have to. The Hobbit trilogy, if you watch the extended editions, is 8.5 hours. And then the Hobbit animated movie is 1 hour and 20 minutes. And I actually grew up watching this Hobbit animated movie a lot. I have like a lot of nostalgia for it. But if you add all this up, it totaled us to 21 hours, which is less than a day, but it's most of the day. So I was like, okay, I have 3 hours left to celebrate all other 5 holidays. How is it? I hope it's possible. So the next holiday is Memento Mori Day, or Remember You Die Day.
Oh, that's good. That's convenient for staying up for 21 hours.
Yeah. So the purpose of this holiday is just to reflect on your inevitable death, I guess.
Celebrate.
Yeah. Well, they kind of frame it as like, you're going to die, so cherish today, is how they say it. But, like, Lord of the Rings has a lot of people that die in it, so I guess that's a good a good way to remember that I'm going to die. And I know I didn't cover the weekly holidays, but I just wanted to mention, because one of the weekly holidays was Celebration of Life Week.
All right.
So
Celebration of life, but don't forget.
You're going to die. Yeah. So it's actually pretty easy to do while I'm watching Lord of the Rings, and it doesn't take up any time. Next holiday is Humiliation Day.
Oh, no.
Which sounds bad, but I discover it's just because people are bad at naming holidays.
Running theme.
Wait, this isn't just like a kinky holiday?
No. So the description of the holiday, the first thing they said was, this is not to humiliate other people. It's just to reduce the humiliation of others, I guess, or to like recognize that you shouldn't humiliate people.
Yeah, they really should have named that a little bit better.
Yeah, it's like the name is pretty much the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
How does that help? Like, imagine you humiliated yourself a bunch, and it's like people are like, wow, when it's Humiliation Day, I'm gonna think of you. Like, if your phone blows up on Humiliation Day, that's just making it worse.
It's so humiliating.
Yeah.
Just like wake up in the morning, it's like, hey bud, can I call you for Humiliation Day? And you're like, ah, fuck, what did I do?
And strangely enough, Canada has their own separate Humiliation Days. For Canadian Humiliation Day, it's on July 1st. I don't know why they have. I mean, I read the description. I do know why. It's just a little weird.
Why would you say you don't?
I don't know.
He didn't know why.
I didn't know why, and then I looked it up.
Done all this research.
The Canadian Humiliation Day was just started by Chinese immigrants, and because they were like mad at how they were treated. So, and it had nothing to do with the U.S. But the U.S. has their own. I don't know why the U.S. has their own. I didn't look that one up.
Probably stole it from Canada.
Yeah.
Like, this seems fun.
So, again, it's pretty easy to not humiliate people when watching Lord of the Rings and reflecting on my death. So I'll just do that. It doesn't take up any time. So I still have my 3 hours left, and I have 3 more holidays to go. So my next holiday is National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day, which is an awesome day because I like chocolate covered cherries. It's actually like one of my favorite things to eat. And there wasn't a lot of information on this holiday, probably because it's just pretty obvious what you should do. Just eat chocolate covered cherries. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat chocolate covered cherries while I watch Lord of the Rings.
Well, I mean, every hour you don't use up is an hour you do get to sleep on this day.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is probably a good idea because you're going to have more holidays tomorrow.
Well, I only have 3 extra hours, so it's not that much time.
Yeah, I'm saying, you're like, oh man, yeah, this strawberry, chocolate covered strawberries haven't ruined my life yet. I'm like, well, maybe it's a good one. Like, you're already pretty deep.
It's cherries, not strawberries. Cherries are better.
My mistake. I mean, I agree with Ben's but I'm gonna let it slide. It is a holiday after all.
Cherries are definitely better than strawberries.
Okay, we can't just let this one go. So just to be clear, do you mean chocolate-covered cherries or cherries in general?
Both.
Nah.
Okay, chocolate-covered, you can at least make an argument for cherries being better than strawberries in general. Chocolate-covered strawberries are definitely way better than chocolate-covered cherries.
Disagree.
I'd almost go the other way with you, Ben, and say that you could argue strawberries are better in general, but cherries have a better flavor profile with chocolate.
Well, we seem to have a Mexican standoff. Clearly, none of us are going to bow, so just continue, Chris, and we'll pretend it didn't happen.
Wait for the would you rather question.
Strawberries or cherries? So my next holiday... for chocolate-covered cherry day, I'm just going to eat chocolate-covered cherries while I watch Lord of the Rings. pretty simple. My next holiday is National Drinking Straw Day. It celebrates the day in 1888 when Marvin C. Stones first received his patent for the drinking straw, the paper drinking straw.
I hear people were flooding the streets that day.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it was pretty popular when it first came out.
Yeah, nobody knew about the patent day.
True. So this is also pretty simple. I'm just going to celebrate by drinking stuff through straws while I watch Lord of the Rings.
Can you get a straw big enough to fit a chocolate-covered cherry in it?
Maybe. I mean, chocolate-covered cherries are pretty big. The biggest straw that I can think of that's like a normal-sized straw still is the bubble tea straws. And those are still too small. But I imagine you could find one that was big enough. I don't know how much suction you would need to get it up there, though.
And if you did, would it just, like, shoot you in the top roof of your mouth? Probably.
Probably.
Man can dream.
So that's 5 holidays down. I have one more to go. I still have 3 hours left because none of those holidays took up any time, except for the first one. And Marcus mentioned sleeping for the rest of the day, and that is convenient because my last holiday is Festival of Sleep Day.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, I only have 3 hours left in the day, so basically I just sleep the rest of the 3 hours. It's pretty easy. So my whole day just consists of watching Lord of the Rings, eating cherries, and going to sleep.
Well, that sounds like a holiday to me.
Yeah. I mean, I could easily do this tomorrow, and I'd be fine with it.
I was literally just like, hey guys, you want to like do one of those like synced up movie things and watch all the Lord of the Rings movies today?
Sounds like a pretty good day. So that's January 3rd. Marcus, what do you do?
All right. My birthday is July 18th. And I'm going to start off with kind of the easier ones to implement. And then I have a couple more than you did. So the first holiday on my list here is toss away the could-haves and should-haves day. Which I thought was like going to be this big spring cleaning, like garage sale type holiday, which was going to be kind of cool. But it turns out basically it's like a have no regrets is the kind of the idea, where you're supposed to just like sit down in the morning, take out a piece of paper, write down all the things you're like, oh man, I should have done that, or I could have done that, but I didn't. And you're supposed to write them all down on a piece of paper and then crumple it up and throw it out. It's not a very exciting holiday, but I guess it's mentally healthy if you're into that kind of thing. So there's that one. The next one, probably the most real holiday on this list, is the Nelson Mandela International Day. So this one you can really have fit with your schedule because as there's like they have a list of ways to celebrate it, and by list it's like a giant fucking list of like 1,000 different things you could do. But basically it's like be nice, do some charity stuff, and so it goes from like the suggestions on this page go from like really vague, like research an issue you'd like to find out more about, and then share your findings with friends on social media, to weirdly specific, to like offer to mow the lawn and fix up the garden at a nursing home or hospice, to then kind of aggressive, like become an organ donor. So as long as you're doing some good stuff, you've accomplished Nelson Mandela International Day.
It has nothing to do with the Mandela effect. I wanted it to have something to do with the Mandela effect.
Nah, it doesn't. It's just be nice and good. So my next, I think the way to do, if you're doing all these holidays, I think the way is you're going to have to try to combine as many as possible. So the 3 that I'm combining here are National Bridal Sale Day, National Woody Wagon Day, and Women's Dive Day.
Women's Dive
You're going to have to go over that last one.
Women's Dive Day. It's a day to celebrate, like women's diving.
Oh, that makes sense. I should have parsed that one out myself, but for some reason I couldn't.
Actually, I made that assumption. Let me super double check that that's what that holiday is. I just read Women's Dive Day. I'm like, I know what that is.
Yeah, I learned that that's a mistake you should not make with one of mine in particular.
I learned that with Humiliation Day.
Yep.
Oh boy, this website is horrible. This website is horrid. Thank you, National Holidays and Observances. Holidaysandobservances.com. But at the same time, oh my god, this site. Okay, yeah, it's diving. It's diving. I'm good. Anyhow,
It's not like women-owned dive bar day.
so the way I want this holiday to work, combining the bridal sale, the Woody Wagon Day, and the dive day, is I think what you can do is it's kind of just like a one-time event, almost like admittedly overly dangerous activity that you do just on this one day because it's wacky and fun. So basically the idea is that you want to dive into a bridal dress that's on a clothesline and do like the cartoony thing where you fall off the roof and you land in the bridal dress, and then like after the dive you're like wearing it. There's gotta be a way to do it safely. Moderately safely. So I think you do like this one, everyone like, you have like, you do an event, like you go to the bridal sale, you buy a dress, you bring it back to your place, and then you kind of have everybody line up and everyone takes a turn diving. Well, at least all the women. I guess the men can participate too. And then I kind of need to squeeze in the Woody Wagon. So I was like, well, what if just the start of your dive, you're just like, standing in the wagon on the roof, and then like the wagon hits the edge of the roof and you hop off the wagon and you dive in. And then that is when I realized I had a fundamental misunderstanding of what National Woody Wagon Day was about. Because it turns out a Woody wagon is not what I imagined, which was like the little kids wagon with like the red board sides and like the blue bottom and like the 4 little plastic wheels and the big handle that the parents can pull you around on. That's what I thought it was. Turns out the Woody wagon is an old-timey car.
It's like a station wagon, like a wood panel station wagon.
Yeah, a wood panel station wagon. But I really didn't want to abandon my cool idea of doing the roof dives, so it's just going to be a lot more expensive, and you're going to have to like get the
car.
Yeah, you stand on the car and you drive the car off the roof, and you kind of hop off. You stand on the hood of the car, maybe let the car roll down the roof, hop off the car, land in the bridal sale dress, and then the National Woody Wagon, I guess, breaks. I mean, it gives all the Woody Wagon manufacturers something to do for the entire year until they're relevant again. They can fix all the Woody Wagons.
Are they still making them?
They would if everyone has to celebrate this holiday. Demand would be up the roof.
Actually, yeah, it'd be quite good for the business, probably.
That is true.
Through the roof, not up the roof. That's not the phrase.
I like it, though.
Up the roof.
It's like raising the roof. You gotta up the roof,
Yeah, raise the bar.
So that's kind of the main activity of my day. I still have a few more holidays in here. Luckily, these are all food related. And so it is National Caviar Day, National Sour Candy Day, and Strawberry Rhubarb Wine Day.
3 very refined things.
I prefer cherry rhubarb wine.
Oh my God,
we're not,
get out of here.
No, just stop.
Get out of this podcast right now. So again, I think the key is to try and combine these holidays into one thing as opposed to making a whole bunch of different dishes. So I really wanted to try and come up with a dish that will combine the caviar, the sour candy, and the strawberry rhubarb wine. And I think you can do it. So have you guys ever seen, what are they called? The deviled eggs that are like soaked in red wine, and they actually get like the egg part gets pink?
I have not seen these.
So what you can do with deviled eggs is the hard-boiled egg part, you can actually soak it or marinate it in wine, and it'll absorb a little bit of the flavor and the colors. So I think what you do is caviar goes on deviled eggs normally. So you make deviled eggs. You marinate them in the strawberry rhubarb wine. You put the caviar on top. And so the sour candy, I'm not sure how it works cooking-wise. Because I can see either including it in the strawberry rhubarb, marination solution, if you want to call it that.
I like hearing you talk about cooking terms.
Yeah, for some reason they're escaping me as I sit here right
it's
now.
Just marinade. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, marinade, thank you. But it's like a vinegar marinade, but it's still marinating. Or if you can boil it down and then apply it while it's soft and then get like a nice sour candy shell around the deviled egg, which I think would be kind of cool actually. And then you'd have like this
doesn't sound appealing.
It sounds so bad.
Salty, sour deviled eggs is kind of what you end up with.
With the hard candy shell?
Well, that's where the sour is. It's like a sour sweet.
Yeah, but
salty
the hard
thing.
candy part is like you suck on it, and then you get to the middle and you have egg.
Well, if maybe you want to make a really thin layer so you can get through it all at once. You don't want to have to like suck on it for a while. And there are gummy sour candies. You could have like it could be more like closer to egg texture.
I
no,
hate
I don't
all
like
of
that.
this.
There's a way to do it. There's definitely
not
a way to do it.
it.
I'm gonna get Gordon Ramsay on the phone, and he's gonna help me with this. Dear Gordon Ramsays, these are the holidays, food holidays on my birthday, and I want to make something combining these 3 items.
Just to back up, did you say Gordon Ramsay's, like plural?
did.
Does he not have an S at the end?
No.
I don't think so.
Gordon.
It's Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the idea that his name is Gordon Ramsay, like he's named after the Greek god, or if it's
That's
just...
exactly how it was in my head. If you asked me to spell Ramses, I'd be Ramses.
No,
as Gordon Ramsay.
it ends in a Y. It's Gordon Ramsay. Get Gordon Ramsays on the phone. More of them. More than one.
All of them.
He does answer stupid cooking questions on his Twitter, so maybe we can send him one.
This is true.
Anyhow, so Chris, you mentioned a couple of times the weekly holidays, and I'm kind of just going to mention mine because they actually, again, they can be combined pretty easily. So what I have for my weekly holidays, there's a bunch here. It's celebration of the horse day, which is not weekly, but it's not a day. It's all weekend, so it's not quite a week, not quite a day. I put it in my weekly category.
Called it
celebration
a day anyway.
Yeah, celebration of the horse day is all weekend. It's also National Rabbit Week, National Moth Week, and the Hemingway Lookalike Weeks. There's like 2 weeks of this. And so I think what you can do is you can kind of combine all these nice and neatly together into National Ventriloquism Week. And everyone just gets different animal or Hemingway puppets, and you kind of just communicate through those when it's funny, I guess.
You listed all the holidays, and you're like, I'm going to combine them. So obviously, National Ventriloquism Week, and I did not see the connection.
But they're all animals in Hemingway, so you can just like make little puppets, and you're good.
I'll take your word for it.
And then the last couple here, just to complete the list, Sports Cliche Week. Not very exciting there. Maybe you can have some ventriloquism jokes with that. Operation Safe Driver Week, so drive safe. And then Restless Leg Syndrome Education and Awareness Week. And with that, I have gone through my big list of holidays. Ben, what's on your birthday?
So I had more days than you guys.
Oh God.
I think so I think Chris had like 6, right?
I had 6.
And Marcus
6
had
daily
8.
holidays.
I had 8.
I have 15, so I have more than both of you
Jesus.
combined. And something I realized as I started working through it is that my birthday, which is my 8th, actually falls on a Friday, which means it's a work day. So I think that if this is sort of a thing that happens, companies are going to figure out how to help their employees do all of their celebration without like using up all the time they're at work, right? So I want to try to figure out, can I get all of these celebrations into half an hour? Sort of like a lunch break amount of time.
So you're saying that we're not getting work off for your holiday?
Well, I mean, you can. It's every day.
True. We can't get
Right,
every
like,
day off.
You can't get every day off, then you're just not working. So
Yeah, we only get the important ones off, and yours is not important.
mine is not important. So we're going to go with the easy ones first. So the first one, easy one, no socks day. Just don't wear socks. That's literally it.
I'm not wearing socks right now.
Me neither.
Nah, shit, I'm wearing socks.
Damn
oh,
it,
thank God
Marcus.
it's not May 8th.
So I was actually, I assumed that this was related to like some sort of, there was some sort of awareness thing associated with it or anything. No, it's not. It's just don't wear socks. That's literally it. I was very confused. So just don't wear socks. If anything, this actually saves us time because we're going to put on socks in the morning. So you actually have gained back about 10 seconds. The other easy one, the food related ones. The cafeteria at work, just serve the foods. So we got 2 today. There's National Empanada Day and National Coconut Cream Pie Day. Both of these are excellent foods. So just have those available. Boom. Easy. Done. Kind of related. I'm going to go ahead and include it here. There is Fantastic Friday, which is basically a day for raising the awareness of like conservation issues for like sharks and rays and stuff. And the biggest thing they say to like raise awareness of is eat sustainably sourced fish. So serve that too. Boom. Done. Also just do that all the time because you should eat sustainably sourced fish.
Does this overlap with Shark Week?
I don't think it does actually, which feels like a really missed opportunity on their part. Hold
Shark
on.
Week is in summer, right?
Well, I mean, May is close.
I mean, I guess it's a waste to have your fantastic holiday on the only week in the year people really care about sharks.
This is true.
If
Yeah.
J.R.R. Tolkien gets 2 days, then sharks get 2 days.
Yeah, you're right. It also does seem like Shark Week is in July. So I guess this is where you start like running ads for Shark Week to get people hyped. You know, you can do that. That works.
Oh man, how much did I miss Shark Week by?
So those ones I figure you don't have to like take any extra time out to deal with them because like you just serve the food in the cafeteria and no one wears socks. Easy. Then you have sort of general like fundraising type days that don't really have a great way to like celebrate them otherwise, which I got 2 here. So there's World Ovarian Cancer Day, so make some donations for that, I guess. And World Red Cross Day, which is just getting money for the Red Cross. I figure you're going to have like a spot at work that is just like where you put up posters for organizations for that day. So you do that. Put up a collection box. Maybe spend a couple minutes staring at that. Cool. There we go. We have 28 minutes left. All right. Now we have days that are about appreciating particular people. So I have 2 of those today as well. There is Child Care Provider Day and Military Spouse Appreciation Day. Child Care Provider Day would be a lot easier if my work offered daycare. I don't think it does. Oh, man, this one. So I figure for this one, the best thing to do, you're going to have a like work database of people who either know people in fields or like work in fields in their off time or something. So like for this one, we'll have people who have spouses in the military, so you can thank them. Just send them, blow up their chats all day. They won't be able to get anything done, but everyone else will, so it'll work in the long run. And then I guess like people who know someone who works in childcare. I don't know. That one was tougher. I guess you could also like find a daycare nearby and send them a fruit basket. I don't know. But we're looking at, once again, relatively low time commitment there. Maybe like a minute to like send a couple chats or something. Easy. All right. Now we have a couple of flower-related or flower-related adjacent, I'm going to make it work, days.
I like how you have so many holidays that you're able to categorize them to have more than one holiday in each category.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine what flower-related adjacent could possibly be if it's not actually flowers.
So there's actually a couple ones I can use there. So for actual flowers, there's Iris Day, which is not eye-related like I first assumed.
You can't make assumptions with holidays you've learned.
You really cannot make
We
assumptions.
should have just assumed what all these holidays
Oh, I have a much worse assumption one that I'll get to in just a second. Iris Day is about the flowers, irises, and it's just like having them around. I don't know. It's kind of just a day to like say, hey, there's these flowers. There wasn't any like guidance on or anything. It was kind of weird. So I'm gonna say look at some irises. But there is also on this day, and this is where I'm gonna get to flower adjacent. There is Free Trade Day. Not just a day supporting the practice of free trade. It is specifically actually an Australian holiday where tradespeople go around and help people with limited resources for free, which is really cool. But I figured what we would do is that as part of it for today, because they fall on the same day, gardeners would go around and like plant irises for people who have like, you know, like low income households and stuff.
So you're like, there's gonna be like a plumber going to somebody's house and start planting flowers, and like, my sink is broken. No time.
Plumbers can also just do, you know, just help, you know, people with, you know, low income households that have plumbing issues, but also like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Gardeners plant some irises.
I've planted an iris in your sink, but it does turn on now.
Yeah, you know, like, just make it work. All right. The other one that's kind of adjacent, that's sort of I have it just under wild cards right now, is White Lotus Day, which I foolishly assumed was about the flower, the white lotus. It's not. It's actually a celebration of Theosophists, which Theosophy is apparently a religion founded by this Russian immigrant back in the late 19th century that's like a combination of like occultist stuff and like Buddhism and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot going on. And clearly the Wikipedia page was written by someone in this religion and has very little sourcing, so I didn't know how much to trust literally any of it. There's just like...
He dropped.
Oh, Ben.
He dropped in the middle of your answer too, and then he came back.
The ray of light or life and flashes into the germ. Sense. There's a lot of that on here.
Ben.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to start over a little bit because you dropped right after you finished talking about the religion, and you came back as bacterial light something.
That's actually okay. Can I request that we leave this in exactly as it is? Because what I was doing was reading a lot. I should just redo it. I'm very sad about this, but so
we can leave in your we'll do this. We'll leave in you going off and us coming back in, but just fill us in off air for a second on what the hell you were talking about.
So yeah, it's this weird religion that's like a combination of occultist stuff and like Buddhism and some stuff. And the Wikipedia page for both the holiday and the religion were clearly written by people in the religion. And so like there's a section in Wikipedia, there's two for the holiday, there's two sections. It's explanation and more explanation. And all the information is just like direct like passages from a paper that like the founder of the religion wrote that has all this crazy bullshit in it. Which the line I read was, "The ray of the ever darkness becomes, as it is emitted, a ray of effulgent light or life and flashes into the germ, the point in the mundane egg, represented by matter in its abstract sense."
That's amazing because you literally you reconnected at the ray of
which is perfect.
So I thought you were like two holidays.
I thought you were on a different holiday.
Rattling off 3 different holidays already.
No. This is White Lotus Day.
So you're going to celebrate that religion?
I have no idea, which is really is a very, very powerful question of, there's a lot of holidays associated with, let's say, non-traditional religions, which I guess we're all celebrating now, which is going to get kind of complicated. So I don't know how you celebrate White Lotus Day.
Oh, is it not on the Wikipedia page?
It encourages meditation about the metaphor of the lotus.
Metaphor of the lotus. What do lotuses stand for?
The lotus is born under the mud, growing through the water to achieve the surface, and therefore the air and the light of the sun. So, just do that.
If you're buried alive, stop doing that. Get out of the mud.
So I guess that's flower adjacent, technically. I don't know. Meditate on the power of the lotus, everybody. And then we get to the Harry Truman holidays. That's right, I said holidays. There's 2 of them. So one, there's Truman Day, which is his birthday. Which, as far as I can tell, is really just sort of celebrated in Missouri because he was born there, and it's kind of all they have.
Aw, that's sad.
Yeah. He's the only president they have, definitely. So it's special for them. So it's a holiday that's his birthday, so that's cool. I wish we could all get that. But there's also VE Day, which is Victory in Europe Day, which was when World War II ended in Europe. Which, one, kind of crazy that happened on his birthday, being as he was the president at the time, right? Like, that worked out kind of well.
Maybe it was a birthday gift to him.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how you I guess we're just like this one was kind of weird because it's actually like kind of an actual holiday.
Yeah, no, it's okay to have regular holidays. We just have to celebrate somehow.
Yeah, but it's also when we don't really do anything for. So I guess we'll like punch a Nazi. I don't know, like
find a German person, then feel superior to them for a minute.
Jesus,
which is difficult because Germans are awesome.
It's true. But yeah, so I guess we'll just, think about Harry Truman for a while and how the war ended, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do we have a parade?
Because I had 2 J.R.R. Tolkien days, but they're on different days.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense.
I mean, technically one of them is not entirely Harry Truman related. It's just pretty, somewhat Harry Truman related.
Okay, here's my pitch for how to celebrate it. You play a game of Risk, and the winner gets to wear the Harry Truman mask all day.
Can I say that it should be Axis and Allies instead, because that's like specifically World War II themed?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But only because I already mentioned Risk, so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Fair. That's a reasonable compromise. All right, cool. We got a plan. Our other wild card is National Animal Disaster Preparedness Day. I was very sad to find out that this is about finding a disaster plan for the animals in your life, not for preparing for animal-related disasters. Which could be anywhere from locust swarms to,
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes to King Kong, I guess. But no, it's just for like making sure you have a plan for like if you have a dog and there's a fire, you get your dog out. Or there's a tornado, you got a dog, you get your dog safe. It's pretty much keeping your dog safe. It's kind of what it comes down to. So make sure your dog's safe.
That's an easy one because after you do it the first year, you just gotta like check like the expiration dates on your like
Dog emergency
kennel
kit.
ejector seat, I guess.
Right, yeah. So those ones all take up very little time. Like if you set things up right and have like some infrastructure in place at work, you can take care of all of those in like definitely under 10 minutes. So that's great. The one problem we have is the last holiday that falls on May 8th, which is National Public Gardens Day. Because I feel like the way you have to celebrate National Public Gardens Day is by going to a public garden. And at least for my office, there is not one any closer than like half an hour away. So that's going to take some time. And I feel like you can't make your employees go there in their off time.
Can everyone even fit in the public garden?
You're going to have to go in waves. There's multiple public gardens. There's lots of them.
Yeah.
Right? So
There's a lot of people.
there are a lot of people. I think you're going to have to like have signups for times and then like send people there on buses to keep things going at the right time.
And only stay there for like a minute.
Yeah, just for efficiency reasons. It's the only thing you can do. So it's not going to be the most relaxing time, but you can go there, smell the flowers, and then immediately leave. So that's cool. Actually, I realized that you should definitely have some, irises around to sort of just, once again, kill two birds with one stone. That was a mistake on my part. Anyway, point being.
And you have a big mud pit where you can dive in and then
Be a lotus.
crest through the mud like the White Lotus and breathe in of the air and the sun.
So if you do all of that and you include transportation to and from the public garden that's half an hour away and a minute of time there, you're looking at like an hour and, 15 minutes or so, which honestly is better than I expected. The one problem being, as was mentioned before, there are also weekly holidays, and man, it turns out there are a lot of weekly holidays included in May 8th, which are Arson Awareness Week, Be Kind to Animals Week, Dating and Life Coach Recognition Week, Drinking Water Week, Economic Development Week, Flexible Work Arrangement Week, Goodwill Industries Week, International Building Safety Week, International Clitoris Awareness Week, International Coaching Week, Kids Win Week, National Alcohol and Other Drug-Related Birth Defects Week, National Anxiety and Depression Awareness Week, National Children's Book Week, National Correctional Officers Week, National Family Week, National Herb Week, National Hug Holiday Week, National Hurricane Preparedness Week, National Neuropathy Awareness Week, National Nurses Week, National Pet Week, National Postcard Week, National Public Gardens Week, that seems a little, ridiculous, they already have a day, but whatever, National Raisin Week, National Safety Stand Down Week, National Small Business Week, National Sun Safety Week, National Tourism Week, National Wildflower Week, North American Occupational Safety and Health Week, Peripheral Neuropathy Awareness Week. Man, you already had a full week. Why do you need peripheral one too? Public Surface Recognition Week, Puppy Mill Action Week, Ramadan. Oh, that one's real. Okay. Root Canal Appreciation Week. Who appreciates a root canal? Teacher Appreciation Week, the biggest week in American birding. I don't know what that means. Time of Remembrance and Reconciliation for those who lost their lives during the Second World War. Update your references week. Week of the Classroom Teacher. There was just Classroom Teacher Week up there a minute ago. World Cocktail Week and World Dystonia Awareness Week. I don't know how you can possibly celebrate all of those.
How many? Did you count them?
43.
43. See, I said that I skipped my weekly holidays because there were too many and they didn't really seem important to me. I had 7.
Yeah.
7 is so many.
7 is a lot, clearly. So clearly there are lots of great weeks in there, but I don't think it's possible. I think my overall takeaway, guys, is that I don't think you can celebrate all the holidays every day. There's a lot of them.
I mean, you managed to celebrate 15 in like an hour and a half, right?
That's true. But
So
like,
maybe.
How do I be aware of neuropathy? I'm not aware of that yet.
I still don't know what that is.
I have to be aware of it twice, both regular and peripheral.
Well, once you're aware of it, you just have to wait until you're peripherally aware of it.
There you go.
just put up a Wikipedia page, then turn your head 90 degrees, and you're good.
So those are all the holidays on my day, and I cannot for the life of me understand how you would, at least with the weeks, be celebrating all of them. I don't think it's possible. Also, I'm a little out of breath now. That was a lot of weeks.
Also, but I am sad you missed Shark Week by 4 days.
God,
it's May
damn
12th,
it.
2020.
So close. So very close.
All right. Ben,
Hmm.
would you rather eat chocolate-covered strawberries or chocolate-covered
I hate
cherries?
you so much. Are we doing this?
No, we're not actually. We're not actually doing.
I was ready.
I know. I could feel your haunches rise from here.
Oh, I'm at a standing desk right now. They are risen.
Those haunches are perky as fuck right now. What part of the body are the haunches? Is it the buttocks?
It is the buttocks, I believe, right?
I don't think I've ever heard that word used for a body part.
I'm pretty sure it's the buttocks.
I think it's like a buttocks, but for like four-legged animal.
A buttock and thigh considered together in a human or animal.
Oh, it's like a more inclusive buttocks.
Right, yeah.
What? Okay. Why are we talking about this?
Because my
Because I
haunches
use
were
the
raised.
phrase on. Yeah, because his haunches are perky and raised right now.
Perky? Why do you keep saying perky? Can a haunch be perky? What does that mean?
It's a buttocks, so yeah.
Fair, okay. All right.
At least half of it. I don't know about thighs, but
What's the would you rather? Is this part of the episode?
where are we? Let's the actual one I have in here for today is: would you rather have telepathy or telekinesis?
Oh,
How have we not covered this yet?
that's a really good question. How strong is your telekinesis, and how controlled is your telepathy?
So we can do. Yeah, we could use that. So telepathy, I think telepathy can be the good kind where you choose to listen to somebody's thoughts. It's not like one of the I hear everyone's thoughts and I'm going insane one, because that I think makes it pretty simple. Telekinesis, probably just like maybe like limit at your body weight. Like maybe it takes as much effort as lifting it would with your arms.
That's what I was gonna say. Because otherwise, if you can lift more than you normally can, it's both telekinesis and super strength.
Oh, but I'm trying to remember. There was one. It must have been the Discworld series where it's more of a satire or like a comedy book. But it was like the version of telekinesis was that you can move things, but has to have an equal and opposite reaction. So if you like lift up a soda can, it puts that much force on your brain. So you're limited by how much like
That's
blunt
great.
force trauma you could like sustain from your brain moving around your skull. I'm like, that's an amazing way of doing it. But let's say good versions of both. It's good versions of both. Telepathy on command and telekinesis of moderate power.
I'd say telekinesis is your normal strength.
Mm-hmm.
Like it takes the same amount of effort to lift something that it would by hand, but you can just do it from a distance.
Yeah.
All right. I think the answer is this something that everyone can do, or just you specifically?
Just you.
Oh, that changes things. Because I was gonna say, so if it's everyone can do one of them, the answer is clearly telekinesis. Because if there are people with telepathy, people aren't gonna lie anyway.
See, I kind of come down on the other side of that debate where if nobody could lie ever and that was just how things were, I think it would be not as bad because, like, everyone knows everyone's doing some white lies. Like, you would just get better you would just be more used to receiving criticism and hearing what other people thought of you.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, though, is that, what I'm saying is that if everyone got the choice, you would choose telekinesis.
Oh.
Under the assumption that some people would choose telepathy, and because some people chose telepathy, people wouldn't lie as much, so you wouldn't get as much benefit out of it.
Oh.
Psychological
Game theory.
experiment.
But if it's just you... Alright, important question. If you can do a handstand and walk on your hands, can you levitate?
No, can't lift yourself.
Damn it.
You can't lift yourself?
No, where are you going to get leverage from?
I mean, like, if you can do, like, a pull-up that's lifting your body weight.
Yeah, but you can't, like, pick yourself up, so I'm going to say no on that. Also, I don't want it to be about flying. I don't want it to be, I can fly.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
think you
hard to
could
do a pull-up.
fly.
Like, you won't be able to fly for that long.
I wouldn't call it flying, I mean, that's why I said levitate, not fly.
I'm going to say no on that.
Alright.
And since I'm the host, I get final word. That's how that
Fine.
works, right? That's been how it's been working for the last 90 episodes or so.
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna say telekinesis. Because I feel like it changes your life less, but I think that's actually a good thing. I don't know if I want to know what everyone's thinking all the time.
But you can choose. It's under your control.
But like, I don't think I want that power, right?
Yeah, do you want to have that temptation all the time on everything?
If you had these powers, would you let people know that you had these powers, or you try to keep it hidden?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, it depends what you're doing with it. Like, yeah, telepathy, you could be like, you have the choice, so it's what you want to do. So you could be like, oh yeah, maybe my close friends and family know I have telepathy because it'll come out at some point, but like my business rivals don't know I have it.
But do you even want people to know that you have that ability to read their mind?
I don't think I want anyone to know that.
There's a privacy issue. People don't trust you anymore.
It's definitely problematic.
The problem is, if someone knows that you have telekinesis, the military is going to take you and open up your brain and dissect you.
That's going to happen with both of these.
Well, yeah,
I don't know if that's how really the military works.
I mean, close enough.
Like, I think there is a line where, like, even if you have something crazy, they might ask you to come in for some tests, but they're not going to fucking, like, kidnap you.
It depends on if you're malicious or not.
Fair. All right. Okay. What are the actual useful things you can do with telekinesis? So
get a beer.
I mean, I think both of these are very useful.
How is telekinesis super useful?
You don't have to walk around.
But that's not that useful. Like, you can...
Wait, what? What's your range for telekinesis? Like, how far can you pick things up from?
Eyesight.
So you have to be able to see it?
I would
What
say
if
so.
you're, like, in a large field?
All right, 150 feet.
150 feet.
I just don't think it's actually that useful still, though. Like, it's...
What if you hide it and you're quarterback?
I mean, I guess that's good. I don't know. Like, I feel like you could like make just as much money if you carefully told like some NFL organization that you were telepathic and you could read the mind of the opposing coaches and say what play they were going to run.
Okay, yeah.
And then you wouldn't get hit all the time just by the consequence of playing the game, which seems nice.
Yeah, okay. Here's my take on it. I think if your goal is to be the most successful, make the most money, telepathy is the way to go in modern society. You do not need telekinesis for, to succeed at life. It would be cool. You could do some stuff. You could make it with telekinesis, but you couldn't, if you want to be on the upper echelons of, sports coaching where there's a lot of money, or like business deals or negotiations, all that, fine. Telepathy is the way to go. Me personally, I don't like lying and stuff. That's not what I like to do. I don't think I would feel a lot of pressure and wouldn't want to have that ability. Like, that's just too much for me. So I think I would just like to stay kind of as I am, but also be able to pick things up with my mind, because that would be cool as fuck.
But it's true. Telepathy kind of centers around deception.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of, I was thinking the same way as Marcus, actually.
I mean, you could use it for good. You could be like...
I mean, you're going to be deceiving someone.
But you could use like for empathy. We're like, oh, I understand what you're feeling because I can literally read your mind.
That's true.
And you could be empathetic and help people. So you could use it for good.
Like talk to people that are in comas.
Yeah, but I also don't want to... I consider myself a nice guy, but I don't want to, I wouldn't go around the world like a Buddha or
of what
a
you're
Gandhi.
capable of.
Yes, I am. I would want to go around the world and like fix everybody's problems through empathy. That's not exactly my personality.
If you had telekinesis, you could use it in like movies for special effects.
I mean, that is
you don't need to.
True, but
you could be in a Star Wars movie and they wouldn't have to do anything.
Well, no, here's the thing. They would probably do a better job with special effects than what you're doing, because you would have to move it physically, and you can't cheat acceleration and things like you could with a digital rendering. So you'd probably be like, oh, I can move this lightsaber with my mind. They'd be like, no, we're going to do it in post. We want to make sure it spins just right. So
I guess that's
back
true.
off. If you go back to the 70s, maybe you'd be better off.
We said that you can't lift your body weights. So I was going to say, if you could, then you could work in movies, because then you could then people don't have to use wires and stuff for stunts. You could just hold them.
You're the only person I know that can consistently use magic powers to get a low to mid-level job and do be 10% more efficient at it.
I'd say stunt work in a movie is not a low-level job.
You know what you'd be really good at with telekinesis? Cleaning gutters.
Yeah,
you
could clean gutters.
Think the leaves away.
You could. I want telekinesis. I want clean gutters.
I think the answer is telekinesis, just because telepathy is clearly a much stronger power, and I don't want it.
Yeah, telepathy is a thinking man's game, and none of us are in that.
We're all dumb.
Yeah, we're all gonna fuck that up so hard.
It sounds like we're all just scared of the telepathy.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, so basically, we're a bunch of cowards,
Mm-hmm.
insecure cowards, that's what we are. But, we would be less insecure if you guys came onto our Patreon and donated money to us because you like what we're doing. That would make us feel really good. And then maybe we get the telepathy, and then we could read your mind about how much you love us.
You could buy telepathy.
So if you go to www.patreon.com/absurdhypotheticals, you can subscribe to our show, become a patron for just $1 a month, and you get access to our cool behind-the-scenes episodes where we talk about making the show, the last week of things. Ben has to drink some crazy milk in this one. This next one, I'm very excited for.
About that.
That's happening in real time as of record. It's happening in like 20 minutes, so I'm very excited. So there's all those cool things. Additionally, this is right now episode 91, I believe, and our 100th episode is coming up. Our plan is to do 100 hypothetical questions in 100 minutes. It is going to be the fastest of lightning rounds. And since we want to do 100 questions, we need questions. So send us a email, a tweet, a Facebook post, whatever. There's lots of ways to contact us. Send us your questions to see them featured on our 100th episode. Or if it's a really good question, we might do a whole episode. It might be our 101st episode, but we actually go all out and answer the whole thing. And if being on the show isn't enough excitement for you, we have additional incentives.
We have a gift for you if you're interested. So I write books in addition to this podcast, and I have written a book called Serial Cortex, which is a sci-fi crime thriller about a bunch of homicide detectives going into the mind of a serial killer. And I have made an audiobook version of that, which I have free codes for that I'm giving out. So if you are interested, send in a question for our 100th episode to absurdhypotheticals@gmail.com. And in your email, just say code, please, to indicate that you want the code. And I'll send you a code, assuming that I still have codes left. I only have 100 codes. I don't think that'll be an issue, but if it is, I don't have anything to promise you. I don't.
There's lots of codes to go around.
Yeah.
If you submit a question, you're virtually guaranteed a code for the book.
Oh, and you have until the end of May to do that.
But in any case, feel free to join us next week where we answer the following question. What if we all lived in glass houses?